In order to cook your pizza, you need to make sure you have all the items necessary. So you'll need a Dutch oven, some charcoal, and all of the accessories needed to keep the oven hot. Some of the accessories you'll need include a pair of gloves to protect your hands, a shovel to work with some of the hot burning coals, a chimney to get your coals burning. In my case, it's collapsible, so you gotta make sure that grate that the coals will sit on is folded down. A lid holder, so whenever you need to take the lid off your Dutch oven, it can rest on that instead of the ground. And a lid grabber to pick up the lid so you don't have to touch it with your hands. Then you'll need a fire pan. And in our case, the fire pan has legs that it sits on, so it stays elevated above the ground. So when you put your Dutch oven on the fire pan, it doesn't heat up and burn the ground. It stays elevated and just keeps the fire pan hot. Once your legs are attached, you can sit it up so it's standing on its legs. Now you can start getting your charcoal briquettes lit. So grab about 30 with your shovel and put them in the chimney. Set it on the fire pan to light them. In order to light the briquettes, you want to place some paper underneath the chimney grate and light it. This could be paper towels or newspaper, either are fine options. And once they start to burn, the flame will rise and the briquettes will start to catch on fire as well and start to burn. And you'll know they're lit once they start to smoke like this. While you're waiting for your briquettes to really start to burn, you can take out your pizza dough, this is about a third, and take some parchment paper and spread it on a flat surface. Now grab your pizza dough and start spreading it out so it's about 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick. You can spread it out with your fingers, you can flatten it out on a flat surface. If necessary, you can pick it up and use the weight of the dough to start stretching it out. And then place it back on the flat surface, stretching out the edges as needed. Now you can start assembling your pizza. So, take some pizza sauce and spread that evenly around the dough. And really, you can start adding whatever toppings you want. That could be whatever's convenient, whatever you have already, or whatever you like. So I personally like onions, green bell pepper, mushrooms, and sausage. So that's what I chose to put on my pizza. Don't forget to add some cheese, and if you want, you can also add some herbs on the top. Now take your parchment paper and pizza and place it inside the Dutch oven. I rolled my dough out a little far, so it kind of curls up on the edges a little bit, but this is what it looks like before I put it on the fire pan. Place the lid over the top, and then take it over. Once you have your pizza in the Dutch oven and ready to go, you want to start preparing your charcoal briquettes. So go ahead and put on some of those nice gloves to protect your hands. And really you should be wearing closed-toed shoes to protect your feet from any burns. And take out those briquettes and dump them onto the fire pan and place the chimney somewhere out of the way. Now you can start spreading those charcoal briquettes around where you want them to go. So you should have about 5 to 7 on the bottom because you don't want it too hot to burn the bottom of your pizza. And then the rest of the briquettes can go all along the surface of the lid. So that should be about 15 to 25 briquettes depending on how hot you want it. Spread those out evenly over the surface of the lid to make sure you have a good circulation of heat. Now that I've got my closed-toed shoes on, I can take my lid grabber and take the lid off and place it on the holder on the ground so it's not resting on anything dirty. Then you want to make sure that you use your lid grabber to remove the Dutch oven from those burning coals underneath it so it doesn't continue to burn the bottom of your pizza. Then you can take it out. Once you take out your pizza, you can place it on something where you can cut it and get your slices of pizza ready to go to serve. As you can see, the crust kind of, because it was rolled out pretty long and a little bigger than the Dutch oven, it curled over, so it's almost like a stuffed crust, which is kind of fun. And there you have it. That's your Dutch oven pizza. Hopefully you enjoyed learning how to use a Dutch oven today and are a little less afraid or hesitant about using a Dutch oven to cook when you're either out on your back porch or on a camping trip. I hope you enjoyed learning an outdoor skill and are curious to learn more. Thanks for joining me.